What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews, and we got another little mini chainsaw for you today. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different than what I reviewed in the past, and this is kind of why I said yes to this review. So let's get this thing unboxed and go from there. Alright, this is from a brand called Zeeksaw. This is going to be basically a 21 volt little saw here. Already comes actually mostly assembled. This is basically how I opened it up here. I didn't really go through it or anything just yet. Already comes basically assembled. It's got the small little bar and chain on here. A lot of these Amazon brand ones are doing this kind of cover here, so it whips back at you. It's not really going to hit you in the face, or hopefully it won't, with this little guard here, which is actually kind of cool. Alright, we also got two batteries in here. They're claiming it's going to be a 2 amp hour, so it's milliamp hour, but if you cover up the zeros and the M, then it's 2 amp hour there. So I think they're just trying to make that sound a little bit larger there, but it's not really. There is no fuel gauge on here, and of course these are those batteries that charge by plugging them directly in. So that is interesting there. Of course, you get some gloves in here. Don't really recommend, these gloves per se, but they'll do the job. Protect your hands there. We've got a little screwdriver in here. It looks like, I don't know, this is like Phillips 1.5. Doesn't look like 1 or 2 here, but they'll get the job done there. Also got a extra chain in here as well too. That's always nice to see. These do of course wear out, or you can get these sharpened, but that is definitely not on the cheaper side of things. Oftentimes it's cheaper just to buy another chain or two if you only use it a couple times a year. Do have some safety glasses. Whenever using a chainsaw, I like to wear safety glasses and a face shield, definitely a metal mesh face shield that always protects you in case of kickback. You don't want to take a spinning bar or chain to the face, so that's always how you want to play it safe. We've got 2 batteries, of course, so it gives you more uptime. I'm sure these take probably, let's see how fast this charger is. Yeah, 1.5 amps on this charger, so these will probably take 1 to 3 hours to charge these from totally dead. So let's charge up some batteries and we will go from there. Alright, so I've got a battery charged up now. Oddly enough, I have an empty bottle in the case here, so I'm not sure what that's for. I'm guessing just for, some bar and chain oil. Now, one difference on this one compared to the last one I tried is there's no bar and chain oil reservoir on here. So you do have to manually apply that every once in a while. I would say, every 5 to 10 cuts, you should definitely apply a little bit of bar and chain oil. That's always nice. And you can see after just, me hitting that trigger button a couple times, we've already got the chain is loosening up. So that's always expected. These will, of course, loosen up over time, but for the first time you use it, you just want to make sure you keep that thing tightened. So there is no dual safety on this. I can just literally hit this trigger and it goes, so that's kind of interesting there. It does have a lockout right here to lock out that trigger, so that is nice there. But let's pull the battery and I'm going to see how hard this is to adjust that bar and chain. Seems easy enough here with a thumb screw to get this cover off. Ooh, there we go. There we go. That is going to be where I'm going to adjust the chain tension. I'll use that provided screwdriver here to give myself some more chain tension there. Actually, that's really nice. You just have to do a couple rotations, and there we go. Got some good tension again. Awesome. That was actually really easy. So let's slide this back on. Definitely is easier than the last saw that I've reviewed. This is quite simple because this cover is not attached to this cover here. So that makes it a lot more simple to make that adjustment there. And actually I could have just, taken that, loosened that up just a little bit and then made my adjustment there, but it doesn't really matter. So we've got this thing all ready to go. Let's see how well this thing does with cutting. And before we get cutting here, I noticed there's actually a little LED light up here, which is kind of interesting. And this is a brushed motor. Also, that lithium on the side kind of reminds me of the same font and this orange here of kind of the Black & Decker tools. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So I got a I got a 2x8 here, 2x6. So let's make some cuts on this and see how well it does. Actually got some decent power to it. The last one that I tried out from an Amazon brand, it seemed like it was a bit more jerky when it was cutting. This one definitely seems a bit smoother. Now, of course, this size of board here is going to be a lot larger than you should ever really cut with a little chainsaw like this. But I'm kind of trying to get, you know, the worst case scenario, the heaviest duty item you'd possibly cut with this to really show you how it performs. So let's do another cut. That's actually not bad. I'm actually surprised it didn't stall out there. Would like to see some, you know, metal bucking spikes up here would be really nice. These do help out a little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of the plastic ones. Definitely prefer the metal ones. Let's try it one more time to see if I can actually get this thing to maybe stall out. So I'm going to really push it hard here and see what happens. That's pretty cool. I was pushing pretty hard there. I'm sure I could push a little bit harder and get the thing to actually stop. But it's cool that it doesn't just stop. It's just going to keep grinding right through that piece of wood. So that's actually pretty cool. I think this is the most powerful little mini chainsaw I've tested to date. So that's actually pretty neat. I'll post a link in the comments below if you want to check out on Amazon. This thing's actually not bad, actually, for what it is. Pretty decent value, and 2 batteries. I mean, if you got to do some, you know, minor pruning around your house, and you don't want to use one of the loppers, you don't want to spend the bigger money for one of the bigger brands, this thing is actually not terrible. I think it's actually a pretty solid buy. Especially with the power that it has, it really can push through some larger stuff with relative ease. So guys, thanks for watching, take care, have a great day, and stay safe out there.